So,
Great.
hello, Philippe. It's amazing to have you with us today. I'm Joan Williams, the head of marketing at GetBlock. It's a top blockchain RPC provider, and today I'd like to introduce Philippe from Our Dogs, which is an outstanding Web3 project that provides help to animal shelters around the world. And Philippe, please tell us a bit more about yourself.
Thank you, John. Thank you for the introduction. Yeah, I'm one of the co-founders from the Aradox. I'm in charge more on the tech development and the marketing experiences that we're building together with my co-founder Ramiro. That he does all the amazing art that works with the auras of the human beings and animals that get combined together in order to create one-of-a-kind special portraits that carry all your energy, your frequencies, and your vibrations for that connection that you have with your animals. Uh, Posted on PFPs, right? That are the gated, the token gated access to the Aradox project, which is basically an altruistic and decentralized project that is onboarding animal activism around the world. What we do is basically we go through a due diligence process in order to validate them and help them to create a framework where they can get more help and get funded or with their altruistic mission that they're already doing. But what we do is we validate them, we curate them, and we help them to onboard their proposals to the community in order to get help.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a truly inspiring background. And now I'm about to ask you a few questions to fill in our community's understanding of what exactly you do and about your project. So let's start. How did you come up with the idea of creating Art Dogs? I mean, the idea of combining art and technology in such a way that now you have impact on both the crypto and animal world.
Yes, thank you for the question. Basically, we come from the middle of the world. We come from Ecuador. It is the middle of the world, actually. And it also has so many issues regarding animal care and aid. Specifically, on stray dogs, government doesn't provide as much help as needed. So we understood that we had a common issue there. But at the same time, we understood that animal activism, there are so many scams as well as in crypto. So we decided to create a hack that could be helping true animal activism and onboard and kind of like create a filter between the real animal activism and the fake ones, right? In order to onboard them to a common platform that could be operated around the world, in order to create, a different way to fund them, and of course, create a sense of belonging for the community. Because in this case, animal lovers will love to have, portray their own pets, but at the same time, that animal is helping other causes around the world that previously have been curated by us in the first hack. So it came to our minds to develop a project that actually needs to take place in the real world. In this case, solving a problem that governments are not paying that much attention, and that can be escalatable around the world.
I think that the concept of the project is unique. I haven't heard of one like that, and the idea is definitely invested there and aimed at the adoption of Web3. So soon I hope even more people will know about our dogs who'd want to support or promote you guys. I'd like to ask, what would you consider to be the mission of your project? I think it's a more global question.
Yeah, of course. Well, we create three specific mandates. The first one is animal care and aid. The second one is decentralized altruistic help, basically, this decentralized altruistic help. And the third one is real world impact. So what we're combining with all of them, it's basically create a framework that can be used not just with dogs, but in with animals in general around the world that could help provide another way of validate animal activism, as I mentioned before. But at the same time, we're creating a new friendly crypto onboarding process. So what we're building here is the next onboarding process for the next generations of crypto users around the world that are willing not just to do an investment process where they can, buy cryptocurrencies, hold it, and then sell it on the bull markets. In this case, it's a sense of belonging. So you want to become a rescuer whenever you want to become part of this altruistic community, right? So what we are building here is a decentralized application where you can do this. Our main topic is mint, rescue, prove, and earn. So with those steps, you basically can mint your NFT. You automatically will become a rescuer. So being part of the community allows you to go out on the streets and actually take action in the real world and rescue animals. Wow. So whenever you rescue an animal, you will go through a KYC process, which is, a common feature around the crypto space, which is, know your customer. Yeah. In this case, is know the rescue process. In this case, with a picture, I know all I know the location. I know, the small form that will be you will be asked to fill out. In that case, we will know exactly the conditions of the pet, and then you will follow it into the next process, which is basically go to the veterinarian. The veterinarian, he will be stabilizing him, or in this case, could be, just sterilizing him, and then you will need to find a foster or definitive home. So in this case, what we're doing here is we're onboarding all the parts of the rescue cycle. So if you're a veterinarian, if you're a groomer, if you have a dog food store, or whatever industry you are in the animal environment, you will be part of this rescue cycle. But in order to get rewarded, you first have to mint your NFT. So first, we need to onboard people that are committed to, get rewarded on the rescue process. But first of all, they have to purchase the NFT. So with that, we could be sending funds to the previous foundations or animal activists that we previously onboarded. And then we have the second hack, which is the proof of rescue process. So whenever we validate the animal activism, then we'll prove the animal rescuer, which is a previously, NFT holder. So with that, we can reward either the shelters and the people that are taking action in the real world through a decentralized application that will make you go through this onboarding process, which is a really fun process to go through, and it's a great way to get educated in crypto on the basics, right? And this is what the proper timing is asking us to build right now. In order for this mission to continue for, at least 20 years, we are setting up a framework that could last a long time. This is not a short-term period project.
Of course not.
It has to stay and keep evolving over time. But right now, the perfect moment is to help people to onboard into the crypto space, to understand them how blockchain works, how validation process works, and at the same time, you're creating and you're part of this altruistic mission.
That's wow, something truly altruistic and inspiring. I think that the crypto world needs more projects like our dogs, or it can simply choose to support you guys. You kind of mentioned about scammers, and we have a question here. Do scammers undermine the credibility of your project, and how do you deal with it?
Of course they do. They just don't affect us. They have been affecting the animal lover side for a long time already. There's so many scams out there that are not just connected to crypto, but they're using the animal name in order to onboard people to get scammed. So in this case, what we're trying to set up here is a framework that could be filtering them, so with a true mission that we can go over, right? So we go over their mission, we read what they're willing to build in the future, what they're actually doing in the present, and through that we create proposals inside the DAO that our community will be voting over in order to provide help from, it doesn't matter where you are located on the world, but you're previously curated. So the first step here in the project is helping the next generations have a new filter on scammers. We know it's not going to end, it's going to keep growing. While the massive adoption in crypto will increase, scammers will do the same thing. But we want to create an awareness over our community in order to help them to create a due diligence process in crypto, like, verify their accounts, verify their projects, understand how their white papers work, and if they're connected just to a copy paste project, or that's like the way they caught attention from your side. We are creating this awareness process for people that are going to be interacting inside our application. We'll have at least a previously curated project that went through this process. So that's kind of like the way we validate in the first place. But then after, what we're doing right here is encouraging animal activism, animal lovers to create, a business model of what they're doing. So because we are finding that there are so many shelters in the world that they have no rules, that they have, no projections, no business plans at all. But they're doing a great mission. They're for real animal lovers. But they need, to create a framework over that. But at the same time, there are huge projects that looks like they have an amazing business plan, an amazing long-term model, but they're just scams. So we have both parties there. So what we want to encourage people is to actually go over their missions, validate them through process that could be, okay, what are the actual amount of numbers of the rescuing animals that you have? Where are you located? What is your actual team doing? And what is your previous chances or intents to get help or get funded through this space? So what we're doing here is basically onboarding them, but we're not taking any decisions for the community. The community will go over those proposals and decide what to help in the process of, okay, we're gonna set up a new proposals for Africa animal lovers. Okay, well, all the community close to Africa and the Middle East will be, reviewing that proposals, but I can be in South America and helping them as well, So we will be using the community sense of validation, right? To understand what are actual projects that will be considered in the near future to help them to connect to this framework. So what we are actually doing, we're a bridge for them to migrate it could be just Web 1, Web 2 to Web 3. And what amazes me the most is that we're actually connecting people that have no idea about how the internet works, how the blockchain technology works, but they're truly an amazing, animal activism. So my job here is actually try to find these specific small projects around the world that are willing to, continue their mission. But at the same time, we're onboarding huge projects as well, like the Ethereum in the crypto space as well, like the World Animal Foundation that they do and provide help in Africa. So we have different aspects of different foundations, from the small ones to the bigger ones. They all create this true scenario, the true environment where you can trust on who is interacting inside. So what we're doing is basically helping people to decide over what they feel the most to get connected with.
I can only imagine how really difficult it is to gain transparency in the blockchain world. It's always hopeful that the community helps. And there is still hope in creating a crypto market of financial transparency, dependability, and autonomy. I believe in that. Can you tell me more about your artist and your arts?
Of course. Ramiro Ban, one of the co-founders with myself, he's been into the digital space as an illustrator since 2009, probably before even Bitcoin got into the space, almost in the same days. And he was known as a digital pet artist, and that was basically it, right? So he uses different programs to create their art pieces. Where he at the beginning he used to work with the killing cameras. The killing cameras are mostly used by psychiatrists to point at yourself and see your aura. So whenever your chakras will be, not in the right place, psychiatrists will know that you're not functioning well in terms of how's your behavior going, how's your life going towards all your setup environment that you already have. So whenever you have an emotion, whenever your chakras are not connected, you're displaying that onto your auras. So that was the first thing that we understood, that we have something big there. But then we understood that what happens if we point the same camera to a straight animal or to a straight dog, we can tell that their auras are so light, almost none. They're almost between light blue and gray, and that was it. It showed us that they're kind of like on a pity, or they're showing a lack of love, basically. But whenever a human being pets and a stray dog or gives care to him, he's transmitting and passing his frequencies and energies to him. So then when you point it again with the camera, you'll see that transmission of energy, and the dog will gain that aura from the human and increase his feelings, right? So that was something that not even science was studying about. And then we discovered that, okay, actually human beings can share that moment with animals. And how can we replicate through story, right? So what we ask to the people whenever they want to get portrait like that, it's okay, tell us your most connecting story. It could be a happy or a sad story that you have between your mascot and yourself, and then we will understand what colors are attached to that story. Because at the beginning we used to use the current camera. Now Ramiro has evolved so much that he can read that energy without a camera anymore. So he became a medium between animals and humans, and he's been doing that for the past 10 years already. And then when he sat with a famous Hollywood artist saying that, hey, everybody just worships me, but I only worship my dog. And that was something really weird for us to listen. And then whenever we portray, for example, Katy Perry, Lionel Richie, Orlando Bloom, and we deliver their pet portraits on American Idol main stage, we made them cry. And we understood that we actually got, all that interchange of frequency energies, portray them in their art pieces. So that was before the crypto boom. So then is when a tech guy like me understood, like, hey, I have that powerful art right there as an exotic artist from the middle of the world. What about if we take him and his mission to connect with smart contracts, and through an NFT collection that could be, providing help to animal shelters around the world? And that's how we met. Then I asked him, Ramiro, what about if he becomes actually an altruistic artist, that he will be willing to donate 50% of the revenues of what we are creating to animal shelters or to animal activists around the world. And that was the first step, that we actually onboard a real animal activism, which is a real pet artist that is willing to give away his art to the community. And that's how we met, and that's how we create the first concept for the project. And then we decide to create the first 7 breeds: the German Shepherd, the Labrador, the French Bulldog, the Chihuahua, the Stray Dog, and the Shiba Inu. With them, we create, the metadata out of them, with the first images, like 150 pieces, and then we create, 7,777 NFTs. that have been already created. We're in the process now to the go-to-market process. We're about to launch the collection, but at the same time, we're creating, the onboarding process for the decentralized application user experience. So with that, we're funding not just the animal shelters, but the next stages of the project as well.
So your artists really did NFTs for celebrities?
Yes,
I can't
at the
believe
beginning,
it. There can be a better advertisement for our dogs than having such an artist among the team members.
of course, at the beginning, it was just, we thought it was a matter of luck that we just got to a couple celebrities. But then the mouth to mouth, experience got to different other celebrities that were actually reaching out to us saying like, hey, I want to be part of that mission. Can I portray my dog? And we were like, hey, yeah, we would love to do that. But hold on, we're first onboarding the animal shelters that we're going to provide help, and then we will use not just your image but your dog in order to be him the connecting dot to the next stage, right? And then we got different celebrities for Hollywood, like from Lionel Richie to Eugenio Derbez. Eugenio Derbez is one of the most recognized Mexican artists in the Latin American industry, and then we got an amazing friendship with him. We're building things together as well with him. And one of the main things that the RDocs wants to build, besides just to help animal shelters and animal activism, is to create the first animal experience. It could be in the United States or Mexico. We're deciding where to start. That could be escalable around the world as well, where you can go and have a animal hotel. You have a production studio to create content with your mascot. You have an NFT and a physical gallery as well. You have the swag shop. You have the groomers. You have the veterinarians. So you have all the animal industry onboarded in one place in order to create, this sense of belonging for the community. That if you're not there or close, at least you have a place whenever you can visit, or that your membership will allow to be part of. So we're creating this hype around veterinarians specifically. That if you're a veterinarian around the world and you don't have the RDocs membership or the RDocs badge, the altruistic badge, you're not in the sense of evolving with the technology. So we want to become that a trend over, the animal industry, and then we can create the user experience for them to have fun and experience on the altruistic way of crypto that we're building right here.
Do you do only dog NFTs or do you plan on doing other animals too? Because from the name, it sounds like you focused on dogs, but perhaps you can surprise us.
Of course, and that was a great question. We got invited to the World Blockchain Summit in Dubai to exhibit and pitch the RODocs. So, in the process of the due diligence for the market that we were going to present, we understood that dogs aren't as important as in the Western side. So, dogs probably in the pyramid of animals are in the lower aspect of that. And we discovered that falcons, camels, tigers are way up than dogs in that culture. So we decided to evolve from the R dogs into the R animals. So as I was mentioning at the beginning, the same framework could be used to save tigers, to save monkeys, to save falcons over other cultures. So that's why when we pitch at the World Blockchain Summit in Dubai, people from Nigeria, from Greece, from India came to us and said like, hey, I would love to replicate this mission, but with this foundation in Africa that is trying to save chimpanzees. And we were like, wow, that is what it's all about, So you can use our framework, our art, the same way to portray animals. We cannot just stay with dogs. But the first stage of the project that is being launched on this bear market, it's all about dogs. But at the same time, For example, people that are getting famous, not just into the space, into like the celeb space. We're also telling them, if you love other animals, you can be part of the Our Animals collection, and in OpenSea you can see them. That there's a lot of people there that is already famous that have other animals that are connecting, the mission to the Our Dogs as well. So we kind of like use the Our Animals to set up these VIP members of the Our Dogs that already hold an Aura animal, and for sure they will hold a bunch of NFTs from the Aura Dogs. So the Aura animals are more just like one of a kind pieces, because we don't want to just create like 1,000 tigers, 1,000 elephants, etc. But we're creating specific physical interactive artworks, because we also add augmented reality, 3D interactive experiences, anaglyphal, where you can interact with your digital asset as well. It's not just a physical portrait that you're gonna hang on your walls, but at the same time you're gonna be exhibiting it on a metaverse, on your as a PFP on Instagram with a check mark, because Instagram already validates digital assets. And we're creating a fun onboarding process in order to be part of the Aura Animals and the Aura Dogs, is that you have to mint your Aura Doggy. So the Aura Doggy is a free mint collection from this project that we created over this bear market, because we also understood that people over this industry are not willing to, just go and mint and pay for an NFT. But I need to tell them and help them in order for them to understand how do you download a wallet, how do you mint an NFT from a blockchain, and then that is going to be the gated access or the token gated access to mint the actual RDocs. So we are in that specific moment right now where we're minting the RDoggies, and we have collaborated with you and other projects as well to help their communities to onboard to the RDocs soon, whenever we're going to be officially be launched. But you at the same time, you are already a member with the RDoggies. Your social badge is there already, and you can show in the different socials around the internet.
So soon we'll be able to get not only an our dog NFT, but an our animal NFT and become a part of this animal loving society. That's great. Can you share some info about your future roadmap? What partnerships are you aiming for?
Of course. We have been in that traction moment where we are doing a lot of partnerships with different other projects related not just with animals, but with a crypto framework that could help these projects to rise. And for example, the Candy Club, there are social casino that when you're a holder from the ARA Dogs, you get rewarded with our native cryptocurrency that is called the ARA token. It's a Polygon blockchain-based cryptocurrency that you can be used in their casino to play with, and it's just a social casino. It's not a gamifying platform. We are just giving the community to actually get into a different other projects like theirs, and we also are partnering up with, for example, with they're called Shamuna. Shamuna, it's one of it's a brand, a clothing brand that is helping us to attach our NFTs with augmented reality and create all the swag around the world. So we're having a warehouse in Los Angeles where you can claim your swag, a tokenized swag. So we're doing all the tokenized fashion with them, and that's another great partner that we already have. We also partnered up with the Weavers. Weavers, it's another metaverse that we are launching our gallery there with them, right? So you can showcase them whatever you purchase from the RDocs, you can showcase in the Weavers. We also partnered up with the Digital Dogs. The Digital Dogs are also a crypto project that are building, your digital companion in different metaverses. So with our art, we are creating, a personalized character for them. The art dogs into the digital dogs world. They're from Israel, and they are an amazing project as well that already mint, and they are already helping us to, transcend that. We're also partnering up with the Fair XYZ, which is NFT marketplace that are a secondary sales for our project, and Catastronik, which is a DAO framework for DAO communities. So every time we go and pitch in all the tour that we're going right now with the Ardox, there's all other a lot of projects that come to us and say like, hey, I want to partner you guys. You have this social a component that I would love to add to my project. So then we understood that the Aradox is kind of like, that social badge that all projects outside or inside the space will love to have. And then we finally decide to stop a little bit about just doing partnerships just for random partnerships. And then we decide to do the same thing with as we do with the donations and the rescuers, which is going through a validation process with them as well. And that's why we haven't on board as many projects as we want, but we have onboarded projects that are willing to and are committed to help. And one of them, and the last that we just partnered, is the Dodgebound project. The Dodgebound project is probably the biggest crypto doc, project in the space already, and they have already built an animal shelter in Tanzania. But with us, we're planning to build another one in Latin America. So we partnered up in this event in LA a couple of weeks ago, and we became really good friends with the founders. And we decided to actually connect both communities, because the moment right now in the crypto space, it's a fusion from communities to another communities in order to create, community from community. And that's the way we're doing with other dog projects. We didn't sense that there are, our competition, that we don't want to compete with them. We want to create alliances in order to onboard more people and their own communities. We also have different other missions to connect, so at the same time, one of the probably my favorite partnership so far, it's a non-crypto partnership, but it's the biggest dog community in the Southern California from the United States, that is called Wolf. The meaning is with you forever. So the Wolf community, it's probably the biggest dog community in the United States. They already have a lot of partnerships already, and we create and we already showcase the first gathering for this year, where their community, that is, a Web2 based community, was migrating to NFTs and blockchain technology. So we were kind of like the framework for them with the Dodgebound as well. So these two crypto projects assemble these other communities, and we create the biggest dog digital community in the United States already. And suddenly, insurance company came to us, said like, hey, I want to have this feature inside my insurance policy in the future. So how can we can attach to your mission? So I think the successful partnership that we have accomplished so far are the next doors and windows that this project will be entering in the near future because of that.
It seems like we have more in common, because GetBlock prefers to choose valuable projects as partners too. And hopefully we'll create a real collab in the future. It seems like you're traveling a lot and presenting your project. Tell us about crypto conferences. How effective are they? Does the audience there sees the value of your project or what you're doing?
I love the question, because it actually affected me so much. Because we can separate from in crypto conferences in two sides. the ones that are created for developers, and the ones that are created for, to showcase projects and to be, more like the retail conference for crypto projects. So everything started for us in Denver and past February 2021. The Denver convention, it's like a massive gathering. It's actually like the biggest ETH gathering around the world, that it's being held on Colorado, where all the protocols, and it was actually on the bull market, still on the bull market. So a lot of protocols are from around the world and blockchains get together there to create this huge hackathon that lasts 7 days. So I came with the idea of launching an NFT project with my co-founder Ramiro, with the animal pet artist, right? And I came up with creating the first impact DAO for stray dogs in the world through that experience. Because while you're attending to these kind of conferences, at the same time, you're learning a lot from people that are willing to actually help. So the Denver convention was this unusual convention that is created for builders. So then after, when we got to create the first pitch, the first stage of the project, we decided to showcase the project in other crypto conferences like NFT LA, like NFT NYC, like ETH Barcelona. Then we went to Bitcoin Miami. Of course, I would love to attend more, but in terms of resources and budgets, we have to aim from the specific ones that are connected to our site. But then we decided to do a big jump to the Middle East and go to the blockchain summit that we were invited there to present. And we create already, like a tour from the Orthodox that basically cover most of the world already. So people from all 5 continents are already into our project. But the best knowledge, or the most important knowledge that we have learned, is that you have to dedicate time in order to keep on building in the right conferences that are helping you to achieve these kind of goals. Whenever you get a hackathon and you can onboard different developers and another knowledge gaps that you might have on your project, those are the specific conferences that you have to attend. But whenever you want to find a VC or a blockchain or a protocol that you need to showcase your project, then you need to go where all the masses go. Where like ETH New York, like NFT LA. Those are like the big crypto massive conferences that they're also good to attend, but they're not focused on development. So you can kind of like create this balance between developing and building and showcasing and selling. So with that, I think that was kind of like our strategy that we're following, and it's been working so far.
I think that conferences is a great way to let people know about new promising projects, especially when it's something connected to charity. It kind of lets people know that Web3 is not only about money and scam, it could be neat and helpful to animals, for instance. We have a last question from an NFT fan. What do you think will happen to the NFT industry in 2023? Your point of view.
Yeah, that's a question that I always ask to myself, because in some terms we are selling NFTs, but we're not just selling, digital assets or a cryptocurrency. We're selling a framework. So NFTs might change their name, might change the trend, but I think they're gonna become huge in the next couple of years, because right now we seen that NFTs got attached to art, music, communities. They will allow you to get different utilities and different features that projects have added to their NFTs. But NFTs are more than that, way more than that. So they will be used, as a ownership certified asset that can be used in the near future as a purchasing a house, a car, just a club membership. And of course, whenever you purchase some stuff that will be added their transparency and their traceability inside their smart contracts, I think NFTs will become one of the most common and massively adopted assets in the future for most of businesses in the world. So everything is gonna be done by an NFT, not because just it's a trend, but it's because it slows down or fasten out the process of validating something, right? So NFTs are gonna be used as a common feature to just buy whatever you are willing to connect in the near future. So from my perspective, I think NFTs are just in the beginning of getting actually a big and a big part of our future transactions in the world.
As it looks to me right now, NFTs are moving away from being a risky investment case to a community building utility tool, because I see more and more businesses are using NFTs for multiple purposes and investing in them for utility purposes also. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
No, in our case, we want to show our community that our NFTs, it could be digital asset that increase value over time, but that's not the main purpose that you purchase NFT from our project. It's
Sure.
because you're willing, you're connected to the mission, and then you want to unlock the utilities behind it. So it doesn't matter of the volatility of the market and how they increase or not in value. So we're not aiming to get more flippers, NFTs, people that just want to flip NFTs from us. We want to showcase them that our NFTs are a way to actually, be part of an altruistic community. And it's the badge that shows that you're aware of what's going on in these kind of, aspects of animal activism.
Thank you, Philippe. I believe that was the last question, and I want to thank you for the interview. Thank you for your time, your inspiration. Thank the community for the questions. I hope you liked them. And
I love it.
thank you for the NFTs you provide for the AMAs of other projects. We appreciate that, and we hope to see more from our dogs and maybe arrange a future collaboration for sure.
Of course. Thank you so much, Joan, for your time, for just letting us showcase this amazing project. And let me tell you to your community that this space will be granting 2 more ARA doggies for the community. So whoever participates and engage with you after we launch this space we will be sending their NFTs as a way to congratulate them for having and sharing this space with you guys.
They'll be more than happy, I believe. Thank you. Thank you once again, and see you.